Welcome to our immersive exploration of the Ogu people, a fascinating ethnic group nestled in the southwestern part of Nigeria. Join us as we unravel the rich tapestry of their history, tradition, and cultural heritage. Every people have a story, every land has a memory, and every culture has a voice that deserves to be heard. The Ogu people, also known as the Egun, are one of the indigenous coastal communities of Lagos State. Long before Lagos became a center of trade, politics and urban life, the Ogu people were already living along the coast, fishing in the lagoons, trading by water routes, and building stable communities. To understand who the Ogu are today, it is necessary to trace their journey from their earliest roots through their movement along the Western African coast and into the communities they established in Lagos.
My name's His Royal Majesty Oba Dr. Abiodun Wedoku Pativo Yafiwa Yafimide, the whole of Yafi Kingdom in Badagry Local Government, Lagos State, Nigeria. Yes, before my ancestors settled here, we migrated from, then it was Dahomey, but now Republic of Benin. Some decades ago, some centuries, sorry. Prescribably, I would say 500 years ago, when my ancestors migrated from Dahomey, now Republic of Benin. And what made them to take their journey down to this place? It was during there's a war then between Dahomey and you have Oyo Empire then and Benin Empire. There's a war. By then there was nothing like the Republic of Benin, there was nothing like Nigeria. So there's war. So they started moving. Take their movement from that place down to here 500 years ago. And the name of my ancestors, my forefathers, is Prince Iyewenu Adambaunde, who migrated with his people down during the war. They will we move from one place to another, one place to another, one place before you get down here. By the time you get here, you have to consult the oracle. It was the oracle that said, that named the community Yafi. That and the meaning of Yafi is our suffering is over. Immediately they consult the oracle that here you got the world has stopped, our suffering is over. So in Yafi is Egun language. Under Egun language, we have a lot of dialects. Egun is not a dialect, it's a language like Yoruba language. Under Egun language, we have a lot of dialects. Like in my own part here, we are Tories. Under Egun, we have the Aladas, we have the Wedas, we have the Seto, we have the Davis, to mention few. But particularly here, we are the Tory people. Under Egun language. That's our own part. Yes, there's a lot of proverb that define our ethnic group is well defined. You know, I've said it before. That's Egu is a language, and the real spelling is OGU, not EGUN. Ogun. Other people can call it anything. Just like I've told you now, Yafi. Like a Yoruba, when you want to make a dot, Yafi is Amisale, not up, not Yafi. Not a, when you come here, you think it sounds like a woman's name. No. In those days, woman cannot. We know we have strong women in the Bible and strong women, but hardly before you see a woman said he wants to go and settle without a man behind her. So you can see that anybody can call it any name, but with the real owner of the no is Yahweh. So that goes define Egu. So there's no any other proverb about it. Egu. The proverb is Egu ethnic. Just like we have the Yoruba ethnic, we have the Igbos, we have the Hausas. So it's a language, it's not a dialect. That's why I've mentioned before. Under if I would define it well, Egu, I've told you we have a lot of dialects under it. And the dialect, we have the Aladas, we have the Tories, we have the Seto, we have the Widas, we have the, just to mention few. Yeah, about, if I want to mention, it should be, I'm not mistaken, we have a lot of dialect under Egu. So Egu language, the real definition, the proverb you give it is of its own. So all the people you find in Badagry, Makoko, you just said, all migrated from Dahomey, former Dahomey, now Republic of Benin. Yes, there's a lot of spiritual guide. Like we just mentioned, I just mentioned before, Zangbeto is one of it. Zangbeto is our, I don't know, the most spiritual guide in Ogu language, Ogu land generally. Anywhere you go in Badagry, you find Zangbeto. So that is the common thing that brings all way the Ogun people together, both Republic of Benin and even Nigeria, even as diaspora. So that Sankpetor is our spiritual guide. And it's also a masquerade. The one you say, the Sankpetor you say they are showing is just a ceremonial one. The real Sankpetor comes out in the night. And a woman cannot, you cannot be part of it. It's all men. They'll be part of it. So the one that comes out in the night is a spiritual guide that when it comes out, it is for the well-being of the community throughout Ogun land. There will be peace, well-being, everything. Anything we are celebrating, you see everything. Just generally the well-being of the whole land. That is what Zangbeto is for. We use it for spiritual guide. We use it for entertainment. We use it for a lot of things. Maybe our daughter is going for a marriage, or we are celebrating or the king celebrating his coronation. The one you see is a ceremony one. If you see the real one come out, you can see I have a sample, a symbol of it. This is one of it. I have a symbol of it here. That it looks like. If I want this one to start dancing now, it will start dancing. But as a student, you cannot provide what will make it to dance. You know, you cannot just only dance. So I don't want to. So Zangbeto is our spiritual guide. Then the remaining one goes to God. Lagos State has been trying a lot. So he has extend his hand towards my community here. It's only with Oliver Twins we still ask for more. There's nothing that is going on in the main city that is not going on here in the town here too. So we also appreciate the state government that they should continue to come to our aid. But we still need more development. So Lagos said that we here we vote We participate in everything concerning Lagos State. So we're under Badagry local government, just as I've just said before. So, and this community has been existing for long. So we have, if you go around my kingdom here now, you find the Lagos State built a modern jetty that conveying commuters across to Ogun State, and even from here down to, we are planning that to go to CMS. So when you look our water here, we are riverine area. So our water here, our lagoon here leaks to CMS. So we get the flyboat to go. So Lagos State is aware, and they are extending their development towards us. It's only we're only pleading for others to come, but they are trying their best.
Mi ni Mr. Ogungbe Peter. Ogungbe Peter. Ẹja nísìnyí, àwa nísìnyí ṣé ẹja la máa ń ṣe. Àkọ́ṣẹ́ mi ká lọ sẹ́sà ká lọ pẹja. Ẹja ẹni owó ẹ̀ la máa fi rínú àwọn ọmọ wa lọ sí ilé-ìwé. Ṣé ẹja náà nìkan la máa ń ṣe. Ẹja léjìíríṣìí la máa ń pa. Bí ẹ̀pìyà, fólo, ìkún wà à ń pè ní jẹ̀ga, òun máa mọ̀. Ìkan tún wà ó jẹ́ a máa pè ní ọ̀fọ̀. Àsìkò yìí ni òun máa wà púpọ̀ jù. Òun nísìnyí tó bá bímọ nísìnyí, òun fúnra ẹ̀ ló máa kọ́lé. Ó máa fi ewé yìí fi kọ́lé fún àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. Òun pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ máa jọ máa gbé bẹ̀. Òun máa hùwà bíi bó ṣe èèyàn máa hùwà ni òun máa hùwà ẹ̀. Ó máa fi àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ lẹ̀ síbẹ̀, òun máa jáde lọ wá oúnjẹ wá fún àwọn ọmọ ẹ̀. Ok, àwa nísìnyí ọdẹ ni wá. Tá bá líbẹ̀, tá bá lọ síbì kan, tá bá lọ bá níbẹ̀ yẹn, àwa máa pa. A máa fi ọmọ ẹ̀ nìkan ló máa yè. Òun náà ó di jíjẹ fún àwa àbí títà fún àwa. Bó ṣe àwa máa ń pẹja nìyẹn. Bí èmi nísìnyí, ìyàwó méjì mo ní. Tí n bá lọ sọ́sà lọ pẹja yẹn, tí n bá dé, máa kó fún àwọn ìyàwó mi. Ẹni tí tó kàn lọ́jọ́ yẹn, òun ni màá gbé fún. Òun máa gbé lọ sọ́jà, òun máa lọ tà sọ́jà. Tó bá tà tán, oúnjẹ tó ń lé tẹ́lẹ̀ ó máa ra oúnjẹ ń bọ̀ wá ń lé. Owó tó kù ó máa kó wá fún mi. Bó ṣe a máa ń ṣe nù nìyẹn.
My name is Wakashi Joshua Badagry 9 Mefokande, the Honsu of Yafin Kingdom, Yafimide. Bíbẹ̀ ni pé iṣẹ́ egun ò ní ẹja pípa. Tí ọkọ bá pa ẹja, a kó fún ìyàwó. Ìyàwó á yan ká gbẹ̀rẹ̀ lọ́jà ká lọ tà. Ó sì wà títí sí. Míì tí ò bá rí, wọ́n máa lọ rà ká tún ṣe bí wọ́n fi máa ń lè tó rẹ́ ní egun fi bèsì lé ẹja. Ìdarí pé ibi tí ọ̀sà bá ti wà, onígun máa ń try ká máa ń gbé jù torí ẹja yẹn ni. Ẹja yẹn ó pa tọkọtaya, ó pa wọn pọ̀. Ọkọ máa ń pa ẹja, ìyàwó máa ń tà. Tó fà ní. Because ṣe mo pé riverine area, afẹ́fẹ́ tó máa ń fẹ́ ní ibẹ̀ yẹn, ó máa ń jẹ́ kí ewé kó tutù. Òun ògùn wa sì máa ń dà dáadáa. Tẹ́bá yà kí ṣe àgbọn wa, mo máa ń fresh. Ibi torí a máa ń lo atẹ́gùn tá à ń lò. Atẹ́gùn òkun wà, atẹ́gùn ọ̀sà sì wà. Gbogbo sì wà, ó sì wà ọ̀gùn wa lára mu. Republic of Benin. as I said earlier, settle down to Badagry here. From Badagry, all starting into any place they are located from Badagry. Here, everywhere. Àwọn ègùn tí ègùn bí, ohun tí kọ́kọ́ fi máa kọ́ wọn ni ìró aṣọ, ríró aṣọ, aṣọ náà máa ń ró. Àwa ọkùnrin a máa ń wọ dànsíkí, ọ̀bùbá àti ṣòkòtò. Lórí ẹ̀sìn àwọn obìnrin wọn aróṣọ, iye àwọn aróṣọ sí gbáyà. Ègùn kì í fi gbáyà, obìnrin wọn kì í fi gbáyà mú sílẹ̀ rárá. Ìyẹn gangan ni nítorí ègùn obìnrin tó jẹ́ obìnrin ègùn gangan kì í fi gbáyà sílẹ̀. Despite the kílẹ̀ máa ń wòran concept kọ́lẹ̀ máa ń gbé.
Corset.
Despite that, òun ní aṣọ kan tó yẹ pé wọ́n fi máa mú ọyàn wọn dání tẹ́nìkan ní orí tí wọ́n máa ń pèsè àwọn gidi. Yorùbá ṣe wọ́n pé Nàìjíríà táwa yìí nítorí láti Nàìjíríà started from Badagry. Ṣé di yẹn sìn? Àti ó sì dé ibi àwọn ìtàn gidi bí n tó máa jẹ́ kí wọ́n pọ̀ gbogbo èèyàn ló sì máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe wà ní wọ́n máa ń fúnra wọn ní ìyàwó fẹ́ bí family kan sì wọ́n fún tí especially bí wọ́n ṣe máa ń ṣe ni tí wọ́n bá ti fẹ́ ìyàwó níbì kan tí ó bá bí ọmọ obìnrin wọ́n á tún dá ọmọ obìnrin tí yẹn bí wọ́n á dá padà sí ilé yẹn. Wọ́n máa ń ṣe exchange. Wọ́n á jẹ́ pé ọmọ wọn obìnrin tó bá bímọ sí ibì kan wọ́n á tún dá ọmọ wọn obìnrin náà wọ́n á tún dá padà sí ibi tí wọ́n ti fẹ́ yẹ. Ó ní wọ́n fi máa ń pọ̀ tó rẹ̀ ní we are almost the same family. Tó bá wà rí ní ilé ìyá tó bá rí ilé ìyá wà rí ilé bàbá. Wọ́n tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀ ègùn wípé ọ̀rọ̀ ègùn máa ní sùúrù ni. Ègùn sì gbọ́n bọ̀tọ́ máa ní sùúrù wọ́n sì máa ń fa èèyàn mọ́ra. Ègùn máa ń fẹ́ràn èèyàn gan. Fún ẹja tí wọ́n máa ń pa èèyàn ègùn kì í jẹ́ kí ebi kó pa èèyàn torí ẹja yẹn dàbí ATM ni tí pàtó ti wà ní etí odò ṣe wọn pé tálejò bá dé olú ẹ̀ kò ní nídìí pé kí èèyàn lọ sí ibì kan káfí lọ sọ pé ń rẹ ẹja rẹ tí wọ́n bá ti dé odò wọ́n á rẹ ẹja pa wọ́n káwá ṣe àlejò fún wọn torí ẹ̀ kì í ṣe pé bóyá wọ́n sì máa ní sùúrù ègùn máa ní sùúrù gidigidi gan torí ẹ̀ lọ́ọ́ fi máa rí pé bóyá èèyàn máa ń kọ́ èèyàn mọ́ra. They play the role, many role to preserving the culture because they are no welcome other culture because all of us here we are typical Igbo and Igbo culture is our own culture like Zambito. And cultural dance like Sato and so on.
My name is Chief Mukanle Emmanuel Afolabi. My title is Zonlin Bedudugan of Badagry Kingdom. Zonlin Bedudugan means a local minister of tourism. And here we have with me
Chief
Bale.
Chief MG Godonu Bale of Walatome Badagry.
Historically, History made us to understand that our ancestors, we were from Ajatado, that's the source of the Igbo people. At the second page, history also made us to understand that when they migrated from Ajatado, some travel or some migrated from Ife to enter Ajatado, and they later come back to settle in Badagry. So according to historical facts, we have the belief that we all migrated from Ife. Some have the belief that Ajatado is the main source of the people. But maybe during the war of slavery, we find ourselves in Badagry. A lot of people, some lineage of the Ogu people, they call them women. Some clan, they call them women. We have Wedas, we have Waras. Like he introduced himself as the Valley of Kuratomi. He's from the Kura clan. Myself, I'm from the Weda. So we are called Weda. So different clan of the Egun settled in Badagry. So
Next question. What role did Badagry play in
yeah, Badagry is like the embassy of all Ogu people. Eh? Whether you are from Ajao, you are from Wida, you are from Kura, you are from Women, Badagry is the settlement of Ogu people. But apart from Badagry, we also have the Ogun settlement in Ogun State, some part of Ogun State. But Badagry is the main home of the Ogun people in Nigeria. Until now, all the Ogun, whether from west, south, or they find Badagry as their home. And we rally around each other.
How can you describe the identity, language, and culture of the identity, language?
Uh, our identity, number one, uh, culturally, we are fishermen in traditional occupation. We are farmers, and we have uh, some craftsmen and women among us. Like our women, they also fish, and they weave baskets, they weave mats. Weaving is one of the profession of the women, and some of the men too. They weave baskets, but basket weaving, mat weaving, and all those stuff, crafts is for women. But mainly, the men are fishermen. That's the profession. And we cultivate mainly coconut. We cultivate so many crops, but coconut is our symbol and, our cash crops. So that coconut planting is from generation to generation. That's about the culture. And as per religion, we have our deities. Some of the deities are even borrowed by the Yoruba people nowadays. because we have Tolegba, which is Eshu in Yoruba language. At the main town, at the entrance of any Egun settlement, you have to find Tolegba, which the Yoruba call Eshu or Elegba. Tolegba is the same thing as Elegba. So I don't know who borrow that culture from each other. You'll be hearing of Oju Elegba. Eh? Oju Elegba is like a junction, a T junction. It's like a T junction, whereby you'll be coming from this side, and that's exactly what Tolegba means. At the junction of entrance to the town, we find Eshu, Lalu, we find Tolegba. So we have different gods that we believe in. We have Evioso. And if you see a settlement anywhere, even overseas, you will find all these gods that are mentioned in their name. In Haiti, you will find Efioso. They call it Efioso in Haiti. We call it Evioso here. God, God of thunder, Evioso. Efioso. We have Shango. We have, when we are talking about Shango, in Egun, if you hear anything, Zo, that's also Shango. Zo, Zobako, Sowe. That's name synonymous with Shango worshippers. We have Gun, which Yoruba call Ogun. We have Gun, and we have Ogun Badagry. We have Ogun Toblisen. That's Ogun Ajobo Toblisen. The gods that every community people come round and worship Toblisen. So, and we have other cults. One of those cults is Zongbeto cult. You have to be initiated before you can be among those cults. We have Shina. We have Adali. We have Meje, Vlekete. We have different shrines in Badagry. Regrettably, people are shying away from all those worshiping. All those gods. If care is not taken, they are going into extinction. Because people initially, in the olden days, if you are from Shina court, if you belong to the Shina court, is hereditary. If your forefathers belong to that court, you have to be initiated to it. Even they just, at times they pick people and they house them like an hostel in the shrine, and you have to stay with them. They will train you in that shrine. They will train you some professions like mat weaving, some other crafts, but you have to be with them in that court for about 4 or 3 years. But nowadays, all those things are going into extinction. But that's our way. That's our traditional way. Before Christianity, before Islam, we have our gods, we have our religion, we have how we do our things in the society. Like Zangbeto is a cult. When you say Zangbeto, That's night. And we also have Toegbeto. The Zangbeto, they serve as a security in the community. If there is crisis, Zangbeto courts, they are the one that manage it. Even domestically, if you have crisis in your home, you bring it to Zangbeto court or you bring it to the palace. Palace will inform the Zangbeto court to interfere if it is necessary. So that's about our ways, our culture. Then our dressing. Our forefather, they knot their wrapper. Yeah, that's what they call Pakaja in Yoruba language. Paka in Egun language, Paka. They knot their wrapper, you know, when they wrap it like this, at times they hold it like this, or they knot it and put it here. That's Paka. Then, you know, culture enters each other, interwoven. Culture is interwoven. So, at times we will see them with bowler-like hat or like hat, like a cowboy. In those days, when they knot their wrapper like this, they put on hats. At times they will put on singlet. At times they won't wear anything. That's the way of our forefathers. That's the way they dress. Or they wrap their wrapper around their waist, just like women. Yeah, like I mentioned Shina before. Shina, they have their time, they have their period or season whereby all the Shina court member, they bring their Shina outside, they bring it, and you know, it's like having harvest in church. They do their festival. We have Zangbeto festival. We have Sato drum, whereby we bring it out during our festival. It's like Bale has something to say about that festival too. You can contribute. Festivals.
Well, we have several festivals, like Agunke Fest. Like he rightly mentioned that some of our crops, produce are coconut. So we used to bring coconut together. You see youth carving so many things out of, producing so many things out of coconut. Just, I think 2 weeks ago,
We just celebrated.
that coconut festival. We have other festivals. We have Zangbeto festivals. You see so many Zangbetos on the street. At times you see up to 100, 1,000 Zangbetos on the street. Then after Zangbeto, we have this court, like he's mentioned, we have different courts, like Shina. When they have their festivals, people will come out to watch them. Those who belong to the court, they will carry the different types of the
Shina symbol.
Shina symbols they have. Some they put their own on the shoulder, well decorated. Some they have the one they put on the head. Some will have the one they will put on their hands, dancing with it, of different type. Then which one do we have again? For now, those are the ones I can.
You see, talking about political structure, number one, we have to start with the foundation of Badagry. Badagry is being divided into 8 quarters. And each of those quarters are being governed by white cap chief. Those cultures are being governed by white cap chief. We have Bosuko, headed by Bosu. Bosu initially or historically was a warrior. Apart from Badagry, Bosu settled in Lagos Island. He also settled in Ekpe, but we are not going to dabble into that now. We have Bosuko, we have Prako, which is headed by Fiento of Badagry. We have Asago, headed by Bala. We have Gao, headed by Agoloto. We have Awajigo, headed by Jenge. We have Boiko, headed by Boyi. We have Ahoviko, headed by Wau of Badagry. And we also have Jegba. Jegba is being headed by the paramount ruler. Yes, that's where we are. This is Jegba. This is Jegba. This is where we are. So Jegba always produce the king. But the 7 quarters, they are being headed by white cap chief. That's the way they govern. So at each quarters, if there is crisis, they will go to their head and lay complaint. If they have crisis, domestic, landed property or whatever, they go to their head. And if the case is beyond that white cap chief, they will now bring it to the palace. So that's how Badagry is being governed. And if we have crisis that need to be settled, if it is security case, that's when the Zangbeto court comes in. So maybe tenant and landlord, they have crisis among them. They will invite Zangbeto to go and sell the house, pending the time the case will be settled here. So different courts have their obligations. So that's how we are being governed. So if there is if the price in commodity is too high, the palace will appoint some of the chiefs to visit the market, talk to the market men and women. So they interfere. That's our political structure. The livelihood. I've told you we are farmers, fishermen, market men and women. They deal in coconut, crops. They farm cassava, fish, fishermen. When the husband come back with fish from the sea or from the lagoon, the women will have to smoke it or roast it and take it to the market. That's how we live. Or cassava, we produce garri from cassava. So that's our livelihood. Then traditionally, we are traditional worshiper before the advent of Christianity or Islam. So that's our way of life.
From what we've seen, tracing the origin of the Ogo people reveals a history deeply rooted along the West African coast, shaped by water, movement, and continuity. Their presence in Lagos reflects a historical process that links communities, generations, and coastal regions across time. Through their settlements, languages, and traditions, the past continues to live on, connecting the present with what came before. It is a reminder that history is not only in records or stories, but in the people who carry it forward every day. Thank you for watching and listening.